Live. It is Thursday, coming up on 2 o'clock, and we're going to round out this hour with an interview that we've been looking forward to for
ever.
When I say months, I mean literally months. This is someone you found online and said somebody we need to interview. It's a big deal, and we booked him several times, and then somehow breaking news or whatever has happened, and we just had to say
live
so
TV,
sorry.
name of the game, right?
But today we came in and said, oh no, not today. Satan.
Not today.
We're going to interview Nate the Hoof Guy.
Nate the Hoof Guy, and he's here.
Amber. And I'm going to let Amber lead because this is Amber's world. It's very nice to meet you, Nate. We're so glad that you're here. We have so many questions, and and we're just really big fans.
Okay, so Nate, I want to kind of set the stage here. You know, I saw you pop up on my TikTok. You have a bajillion and one followers, right? You're on TikTok, you're on YouTube. You got a lot.
I can't hear him, Amber. I can't hear him. Can you make sure his,
okay,
his
try
audio
again.
is good?
Nate, talk again.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah.
Can you hear me now? Okay, we got it. 2025, we'll figure this out eventually. Okay, so you have 1,000,001 followers, right? How, explain to people first what you do. What is cow hoof trimming?
It's really just taking care of all the dairy cows in the state. They have, if you keep their hooves in good shape, then they can produce lots of milk. So that's kind of important, and a comfortable cow is what my goal is whenever I'm trimming them.
And you've been doing this for how long?
Just about 23 years now. Yep. I started right out of college, and I've been trimming ever since. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, when you just said, I trim their hoofs because you get better milk production. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
So I'm the non-dairy farm girl here. Can you explain what that correlation is and how that is a thing?
Sure. When the key for a cow is to produce milk is to make sure that she's eating properly, right? Eating as much as she can. And if they have foot problems or they're not comfortable on their feet, they spend less time eating, and therefore their milk production is going to be down as well. So the whole thing with it is trying to create the most comfortable cow possible as a dairyman, and that involves keeping their hooves trimmed and keeping them walking nicely. So.
Interesting.
What would you say is the hardest part of this job? I know it can be difficult sometimes. Cows are not always the most cooperative. So hardest part of the job?
Hardest part of the job for me now is just the repetitiveness of it. It gets to, starting to be, wear down on my body from all the physical work.
Sure.
But as far as the actual trimming and stuff, it's gotten, with that much experience or that much practice doing it, I don't even really have to think about it too much. It's just my hands kind of do what they do to fix any problems and maintain the hooks.
So Nate, what made you decide this is something you do, but what made you decide to share it with people?
I saw a social media post with a cow that was getting her hooves trimmed, and it was actually depicted as being some form of torture. And it was like, and the comments section was just lit up while people were saying, I don't know how this is possible, or how can this even be allowed to happen? And it's like, people don't really understand. They just don't know what's going on. So it's a perfect avenue to teach. I didn't think that nearly as many people would watch as they did, but it just showed that there was a lack of information out there. So I thought, I'll make informative videos that maybe can help people.
That's interesting that was your catalyst, because when I first stumbled across your account, I was a little bit afraid to read the comments. I'm not going to lie, because you see often people that don't understand the industry making assumptions that are not true, and farmers and other people associated in agriculture pretty much always have the animal's best interest at heart. So do you feel like you're really making a difference? I can imagine you would.
For sure. Yeah. Now, sometimes I'll still see those comments that pop into the comment section, but they're almost immediately answered by other viewers who have seen it.
I love that.
So yeah, the information is definitely getting out there, and that's the whole thing, for people to realize with farmers is every step that they do, even though you may not understand why they do it, it's for the health and safety of the animals mostly, because in order to, keep them healthy, you got to do that sometimes.
Right.
There's some things you got to do. So.
I want to try to show your
okay.
YouTube page here.
That would be amazing because I really want to see.
Okay, so this is your YouTube page. It's just a little bit more, TV friendly than TikTok is.
Yeah.
Is there a specific video, Nate, that you would like us to kind of highlight right now? Any of these jumping out at you?
Not any of them. You can pick any of those.
Pick any which one? Okay.
Sure.
So if people don't
I have 12
know,
emails, 30 messages, and a proposal due by 10.
How
How am I already underwater?
I'm in the same boat.
There you go.
Some hoof problems are pretty easy to diagnose, and yet others, well, not so much. Welcome back to Nate the Hoof Guy.
So yeah,
With this first one, we can see where that's broke out near the top.
Would you
so
like
we
me
know
to
we've got
mute
a
this, or
problem
do you
in
want
this
to play it in
claw.
full?
You can see right here, that's likely the defect that caused it, so those two are going to be connected. Let's get started on this one. First thing to do, let's get this foot trimmed up, and then we'll be able to see exactly where that mark is.
So I just want to say,
much clearer.
Nate, you sound like Bob Ross in these videos. And I've seen many people saying that you are the Bob Ross of hoof trimming. Do you feel that?
No, ironically enough, that was one of the things that held me back from making videos for a long time, actually.
Really?
Really?
Being self-conscious of my voice.
Oh, no, you have a
Even
great
still
voice.
now when I edit, when I edit my videos, I don't like the sound of my
You
own
have
voice.
a very soothing, calming voice. I think you should be very happy with your voice. Can you describe
Thank you.
what you're doing here to folks? As
Sure.
you're doing it, just give us a.
Yeah, so what happens if the cow's hooves get imbalanced or there's pressures on the hoof in spots where it shouldn't be, you get these small little cracks, and you can kind of see that there. There's a crack right in the junction. The cow's hoof is made up of solar horn or hoof on the bottom that is the sole, and then the wall horn, and where they meet is just a junction that tends to have some flaws in it if there's excessive pressures in spots. And that's what happened here. So what you do then is it gets infected inside there, so you remove any of the loose hoof that's around it, hoof horn, and that way it heals faster. But those things are due to imbalances or to if a cow were to slip or something like that, putting pressures in that spot, you just get a little tiny crack in it, and then the bacteria can get in.
And I have to ask, just because we're seeing this and I see like a little bit of blood as people are watching this right now, I'm going to have the same question that a lot of people had. Is the cow feeling anything here?
The hoof horn that I'm removing right now, the hard horn, doesn't have any feeling to it in it. But wherever, like that little bit of blood there, that's just from, you're going to have those edges where it's, connected, where you might have some sensation. But you can see she's not moving around much, and they can definitely move in there. So it probably feels, I wouldn't say it feels great, but it probably is a relief to get that pressure out of there.
Sure.
So
I want to show kind of more of what the final, what it looks like when you're done.
Sure.
It's very, very, very satisfying. So this is more of like the finished product here. And then you'll put, let's call them items, I suppose, Nate, for people who aren't familiar, but you'll sometimes put things on the cow's hooves. Let's skip ahead here a little bit. I'm trying to get to this. Can you explain what we're looking at now?
Yeah, so with this cow, she doesn't have any like major flaws in her hoof, but there's swelling in that claw. So what that block does, I put that black plastic piece there. It's a rubber block. I glue that to the other claw. So now when she takes a step, she's going to put all the weight on that block, and it's going to let that other claw rest.
Wow.
So you can see that redness in that claw, the other claw. That is due to the pressure on the inside. The corium is got little micro hemorrhages basically from too much pressure on them. So, and the reason that we see a lot of pressure problems is because cows, they weigh a lot, and they're, generally we're out on pasture most of their lives, but now we've moved them into barns more so. They spend more time on concrete, so those pressures are transferred to their hooves and then ultimately to the insides of their hooves, which is where the problems start. So.
Does every cow have to have this done? I guess just dumb question, but I mean, or is this a common thing? There are hoof guys and gals who just do this for a living, or people who live on farms just know how to do this, or there's some cows that go their whole lives and never have this done?
Nope. Yeah, there's hoof guys everywhere. So most of the modern dairy farms are having their hooves trimmed all the time. And well, I mean, not all the time, but at least twice a year, 2 to 3 times a year. If cows are out on pasture, they go through a normal hoof shedding process where that hoof horn will become dehydrated and kind of flake away. So they maintain the proper shapes and angles and stuff. So then because they're out on soft ground, that pasture cows, that is, they don't have as many pressure type problems. So
wow. I'm so curious when people are responding to you in a positive way, and they're just so. What are they saying in the comments, or what have people said to you about this that resonates with them or makes them happy, or why do they continue to watch?
I think several reasons, but I think a lot of it has to do with it helps them understand the problems and then how we go about fixing them. So any of those preconceived notions they may have kind of go away when you can see the care that's being provided, even on the smallest things as far as their hooves go, right? So they have that, and then it's just therapeutic, I think, for people to watch, to see that the transformations happen, to listen to my voice, even though I think it's strange. Other people, not strange, but I'm uncomfortable with it. Everyone else seems to like it, so, which is good.
I've noticed some people seem to watch your videos before they go to bed. Many of the comments say, "Good night, Nate. Good night, Nate. I hope you have a great night, Nate." Like, did you ever expect a response like that?
No, for sure not. That blew my mind completely.
It's so unique. It's so unique.
Yeah.
And then to be picked up by, I believe, was it the New York Times that talked to you?
It was. Yep.
So
first it was NPR, and then
Yeah. What did that make you feel like? That's just crazy. That's got to be so cool for you.
It made me nervous.
Yeah.
But oddly enough, it's like millions of people have seen the videos, but it for some reason doesn't seem real. But when the New York Times is there, a reporter's there, it's different. So
it is. Yeah,
gives you butterflies. Yeah,
for sure. Well, and it's incredible.
Can I ask? I've also seen some comments saying, "Anybody know if Nate's single?" For the people out there wondering,
Amber's just going for it.
I mean, I gotta ask the hard questions.
I am married. Yep, and I have 3 kids.
Good for you.
Yep.
Good for you.
Lovely. Do the kids as a family help with the hoof trimming?
My son does in the summer. Yeah, he's my oldest son. He's 16. He'll be 17 this summer, so he helps. He's a big help to me. So,
great.
But the younger ones, yet they're not convinced that that's what they want to do.
That's what they want to do. Well,
even though you've gone viral on social media, you think you'd be the coolest dad ever.
Seriously,
right
they compare me to the other YouTubers that are much larger.
Oh my God, you
Mr.
have
Beast.
quite a following. So do not let them. Don't stand for that slander.
That's right. You have lasting power. Mr. Beast is going to come and go. You're going to be here forever because there's always another hoof to trim, my friend.
Seriously.
That's true.
All right, Nate, thank you so much. This was great.
Yeah,
We're
so
happy to
awesome.
finally get this segment together. We've got a couple. I'm not the only farmer in our newsroom here, so we've got a lot of excited folks here at Fox 9 to hear from you.
This is a big deal for us. Thank you, Nate. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
You bet.
You bet.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
Yep.
Amy, are you shook?
That was amazing. It exceeded my expectations, honestly. I purposefully didn't look and find any videos beforehand because you've been talking so much about this and how much you love it, and this guy in particular. And I was like, I just want to see it for the first time and experience it with maybe a lot of other people who've never seen it before.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! And now knowing, that this is what's good for the animal, and it's not, like hurting them. This is actually helping them. Fascinating.
It's very niche to
the
agriculture community, and specifically farmers with dairy herds, right? So if you're not familiar with it, I can completely understand how when you first come across it, it can be a little bit jarring because it does look like it hurts, but it doesn't. It doesn't.
Yeah.
And I want a fun fact about me. I don't think this will surprise you at all. If you notice at the end of his video, he put a colorful wrap on the cow as well.
Yeah.
Our hoof trimmer that my family would have, we were great family friends growing up because, like he was saying, they come out several times a year. So I basically grew up with this family as well, and they would let me pick all the wrap colors. And then I would use the wrap colors as, do you remember when pre-wrap was big for athletes?
No.
Not at all? Oh, no. Okay. Well, I would use the cow hoof wrap, and I would also replace like ace bandages.
Oh, for
the
you?
cow hoof
Yes.
Yes.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. I love it. I love learning about this kind of stuff, and especially we just don't talk enough about the stuff that happens on the farm. We just don't.
Agreed. But this is the place. We're here. I love it. So we're going to be talking about it.
Good. Awesome. Okay.